Hey everybody, Real Estate Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. Don't worry about me, I'm just calling you from a cell. That's literally it. I feel like I'm in real estate jail. Honestly, the real estate market is on that, it's not even teetering, it's falling now. We are seeing sales absolutely get smashed. We are seeing escrows being canceled. We are seeing so many things going on, like my buddies behind the scenes trying to mess up this video. Guys, I have a story I want to share with you, and I want to share with you this story from the aspect that just because you are a real estate professional doesn't mean you know everything, right? I don't know things. I screw things up all the time. As a matter of fact, I didn't get to where I was by always being right, unless I'm talking to my wife. Point being is this. One thing that separates some real estate professionals from others is the amount of time they've been in the business. Another thing that separates some real estate professionals than others is not only how long they've been in the business, but have they also been investors in the business. It's one thing to be amazing with contracts, to be amazing with customer service. It's another thing to see and read the signs of the times when it comes to real estate cycles. So let's dive into this story and we're gonna get to that. Also, to everybody that bought the real estate course, guys, I have uploaded, it is official, the very first lesson for everybody that took advantage of the 80% off discount while we're filming, and there's a lot of editing going on, a lot of filming. If you guys still want, I'll put a coupon code below. I don't know how many of them are left, but if they're still there, they're still there. All right, harsh warning on US real estate market issued. America needs more housing. Now this came from a real estate broker, okay? Let me explain something before I even read the story, because I haven't even read it before. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute, Ninja, real estate ninja, you're not prepared. I said, no, I am prepared, with a lot of information that happened back in 2006. And if you don't think it is going to repeat itself, you are very sadly mistaken, because this is the exact same thing that happened back in 06, but on a much, much bigger scale, all right? And one of those things that happened in 06 is everybody was saying, there's not enough housing, there's not enough housing. Because what they don't realize is nobody was going to sell their home, because as interest rates were rising, people could not afford to sell their home, go move down the street and pay a higher mortgage. So they were locked into position, just like I'm in this prison right now, okay? Hey, can you guys keep it down over there? It's chow time, so the guys are out there feeding. All right, here we go. It says, licensed associate real estate broker Brian Lewis breaks down the state of the U.S. housing market as home buyers feel the pain of sky-high mortgage rates. Now, this story is from Fox News, and Brian was on, Fox Business. He was on Fox Business talking about it, but here's some of the transcript. One real estate expert issued a warning to Americans that the U.S. is suffering from a housing inventory crisis that could further damage the market. He says, here's the thing about America. We don't have inventory. Guys, it's tight out there. The real estate broker Brian Lewis said on the Clayman Countdown on Thursday. In New York City, it's tight. In Richmond, Virginia, it's tight. In some areas of Chicago, it's tight. My Los Angeles offices are saying it's tight out there too. I've been in Los Angeles. There's a lot of tightwads out there anyway. Hey, point being is this. What he is not telling you is the reason why it's tight. See, the perpetual cheerleader, the perpetual salesman in every real estate broker or real estate agent out there only cares about how much are they selling, because if they ain't selling, they're pretty much dying or going broke, because they only make their money when they sell, right? What you need to understand is why the market is tight. Once you understand that, now all of a sudden you start to see opportunity. And it is exactly like I said before. People do not have the money to sell their house, and even if they had a big down payment, to go and buy something the same or larger down the street. Even if you sold your house, bought your next door neighbor's house, you couldn't afford it because the interest rate has gone up so high. And not only that, you have the interest rates that's risen since you bought your last house. You have the insurance, the homeowner's insurance that has gone up. You even have, in some cases, your property taxes that have gone up. But as long as you stay in your house, everything's okay. But literally, if you sell your house, buy the next door neighbor's house, everything explodes. It's more expensive to get your new insurance policy, higher property taxes, and a higher payment. But the ironic thing is Fox Business is interviewing somebody, a broker. I was owner in a couple of brokerages too. I'm not that fancy though. I'm like the worst real estate agent ever. But he can't explain to you why. And you want to know why he doesn't explain that to you? Because once he explains that to you, that the health of the average homeowner in the country is poor, That means the crash is right at our doorsteps, but it's actually happening right now. See, a broker doesn't want to tell you that. They just want to say, we need more houses, we need more houses. And that's what a lot of brokers said back in 2006. We had a housing crisis, but we didn't. We just had a lot of people that all of a sudden wanted to buy because they were late to the game. They weren't buying homes in '01 like I was. They started buying or wanting to buy homes in '05 and '06. But not only that, none of the sellers wanted to sell to them because interest rates, the mortgage rates rose exponentially because in mid-2003, 2004, the Federal Reserve started the dot plot raise, and they started incrementally raising the Fed funds rate 25 basis points in a whack, literally almost to the month, every month, or every quarter, I want to say for 8 quarters. And it topped out, it's plateaued for 2 years and then had to come cascading down. Why? Because it caused the greatest downturn in housing markets in our country's history. Next to the Great Depression, the Great Recession saw home prices fall completely dramatically. Now, there was a lot of boogeymen out there, but people will need to realize the true boogeyman was the Federal Reserve and the manipulation of interest rate markets, okay? So that is very important that you understand that. Brian Lewis will not explain that to you. That's why I built a course for this, explaining the nuts and bolts, the most basic aspects of real estate values and how they are affected both to the upside and to the downside so that you can make the most informed, educated decision when you're gonna buy and what you're gonna buy. Those are the 2 most important things. You need to have knowledge behind you. Let's go in and see what else is tight because he's already telling me about all these tight markets. Lewis stressed his claim that America needs more housing by making a verbal note to developers to get out there and build us some more housing. Wow. Okay, so not only am I a real estate agent, I actually have owned a construction company and been in the trades for a long time. Brian, you're not that bright. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. You wanna know why? Because the construction companies can't just go out and they're not magicians like David Copperfield and go, you get the house, you get the house. They're having to deal with skyrocketing inflation in materials. They're having to still deal with labor issues. Getting good, solid workers to even show up to work is darn near impossible. And then on top of that, if that doesn't take the cake, you need to deal with supply chain shortages and not even be able to get the right chipset that goes in the dishwasher that you can sell the house. So Brian Lewis, it's not just that easy. You guys need to do this. Again, the real estate broker is blaming everybody else except for the fact the real estate market's crashing. All right, let's see what other pearls of wisdom we got here. Lewis added that although buyers have way more power than the sellers, they are still suffering from meager housing options. The alternative is renting, guys. It just keeps getting better and better. And the last time I checked, rents are going up and up, he further warned. Just so you know, that's a little sales technique there. If you don't buy your house right now and give me a little commission, you're gonna be screwed. Those rents are gonna keep going up. Absolutely unbelievable. Right now, personally, is the time to sit back and wait and enjoy. And if you have to pay a little bit more in rent, think about how much you're gonna gain on the downside of a house coming down 20% off of its highs right now. And if you can afford that house as it comes down 20% and you're paying higher rates and then able to literally, as rates start to cascade down because the Federal Reserve knows they're screwed, then you get to refi into strength. But you buy something you can afford, and as the economy collapses and rates go lower because they have to adjust them lower, just like they did in 2001, just like they did in 2008, and then they also did it in 2018. Very key, very important date. Then you're stoked and you're laughing all the way to the bank as you refi and your house payment gets lower and lower and lower. Guys, this is the time to be prepared and not scared. We are getting ready for the greatest correction in real estate in modern times. And I, quite frankly, will be on the forefront, and I hope you guys are too. All right, guys, that being said, I thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna link the coupon code if there's any left, 80% off while we are filming the real estate crash course. Guys, the Real Estate Ninja is out.